Do I have an exact time goal? No. Yes. Much better. Hi guys. We had a great week. This week, well, I got hit by a car to start the week. Never fun. But we just wrapped up a really solid 20-mile run. So, what happened in between there? Like every week of this training block, we started off with Monday as an off day. Monday's always an off day. I know there's a lot of people, especially in the Run Talk community, that are big on running on Mondays. Not for me. I like running both weekend days and then taking Monday off. Overall, look at that. That's 66.6 miles for the week. That's my biggest week I've ever had. Tuesday we did 10 miles, 10-minute pace, super chill, super easy, but that was the morning that I got hit by a car. If you haven't seen the breakdown of how I got hit by a car yet, you can click it up here. Yeah, that was not a great way to start the week, but it did give me this like weird adrenaline spike where I forgot I did do like a little bit of a build at the beginning of that run where I just kind of I basically did a progression run. I think my like adrenaline was going, so I was like, I just want to keep going, and all I could think about was how I got hit by a car. You know, when something traumatic happens to you, I would say that was traumatic for me. You don't exactly know how to respond. What I did, I turned it into a progression run. So it was a little bit of a workout that wasn't supposed to be a workout. Then Wednesday, I had an actual workout. Moving into Wednesday, I got to run with my buddy Dan for a while, which was awesome because he kept me, so my workout was 4 by 2 miles, and I was supposed to do it closer to like an 8:20 pace for those on miles, those 2 miles on. And we ended up doing closer to like 8:35, 8:40 pace, but I was talking to Dan the whole time. So he did 4 miles of that with me. And so I sacrificed about 15 to 20 seconds for those reps, but I was able to talk through them. So I was pretty stoked on that. And then as soon as Dan left, the wheels kind of fell off. I definitely, one, should have brought a gel or some form of fuel outside of water with me. And two, I don't know where I was going with that. Really, I just should have brought some form of fuel. I didn't have any. And Wednesday, that night, I went out for another 4.69 miles. Nice. I actually felt better that night than I did in the morning. I jokingly said double T baby as my Strava caption. There was no threshold at night. I was really just going out and running whatever felt right, but I ended up running low 9s, which was fast, so it was kind of a second workout of the day, but ended up getting 15 miles on the day, which is pretty huge. 15-mile days in the middle of the week, that's awesome. Thursday, Birds baby. It was Birds football night. I didn't get up in the morning. I ended up sleeping in. I'm gonna get to this in a little bit because it was one of the questions I got on Instagram, but I knew my body needed to rest after that double day. So I slept in, got my run in before the Birds game because we had not yet named Run Club, got 11 miles done. Saturday, I woke up, you know those long runs that you're like, I actually really look forward to this long run. So I woke up and I was like, I am so stoked for this. And you can even hear it in the beginning of my video, like my run vlog for Saturday. I'm like, happy Saturday. I was so ready for it. And then after like 4 miles or so, I'm like, oh, this is more challenging than I thought it was gonna be. And then after 5 miles, I was like, oh, this is getting really hard. And then after 6, I literally sat down and FaceTimed Alexis, and she had just given up on her run too. So I was like, oh wow, so I'm not the only one being affected by this. And I ran another like 2.5, 3 miles. Then I ran into my buddy Jake. You can see him in the video, and he's like, we're all cooked. Like everybody, every single person that I've talked to today is just done with today's run. Like we're not doing it. The humidity, the heat. I think that the heat acclimation that we had gained throughout the summer just all went out the window because we had a couple weeks of like cool weather, and I quit, and I knew that I had today to kind of go run again. I put off this run all day. Like the rain had stopped for 2 hours before I ended up getting out the door. I didn't want to go. I had no motivation. I'm not even gonna lie. I thought today was gonna be a really brutal run, and it ended up being one of the best runs of this entire training block. So yesterday we stopped at like just over 10 miles. It was brutal. It was horrible. And then today we came back and bounced back with a 20 miler, like a really good 20 miler. When I went out the door, I didn't know what exactly was gonna come of today's long run. I packed like I was gonna run 20 miles, so I made sure that I had enough fuel and just kind of the right equipment. I made sure to like get my lube on and stuff, like all the things that you do to prepare for a 20 miler that you wouldn't do for any other distance. I did those things, even if I was only gonna end up doing like 15, not only 15, but like, you know, not hit that 20 mile goal. Since it was supposed to be like my only long run of the weekend yesterday, I kind of, and my coach is currently running and doing an Ironman, the full thing, the big one, the big kahuna. I didn't want to text him and be like, hey, what do you want me to do? So I figured it'd be okay, and I've had this conversation enough with him over the last couple of years where I kind of know what he would have said. So I did 8 mile warm up. I kind of just got fast. I progressed through that warm up. And then 8 miles of just workout, like fartlek, whatever you want to call it. I threw on Cornell 77 and just kind of grooved with it. You know, if I wanted to run fast for a little bit, I ran fast for a little bit. If I wanted to slow down a little bit, I just slowed down a bit. But I kept the tempo or the pace up. I kept my pace closer to a 9 minutes flat. That's a bit of a tempo pace for me, and it felt great. I felt really strong. I kept up with my fuel, and I kept that for 8 miles, and then I brought it back down to closer to 9:45, 10 minutes, and rounded out the day. Anytime that you run 20 miles, it's a bit intimidating, right? But there's nothing better than finishing it and still feeling like you could, you know, go to the mall, go hang out with friends, go do whatever you need to do. And I had that feeling today. I was like, if this was an ultra marathon right now, throw me a cup of noodle with some Mountain Dew and refill my gels, and we could go do that again. That's the best feeling in the world, and I had that today. Good stuff. Okay, so I also asked Instagram for some questions. What you want to know about this week in training, or I got a lot of just like regular questions. So I'm gonna go through as many of them as possible, specifically that pertain to this training. First and foremost, who is my coach? My coach is Nick Saban. I think that you should hit him up. I'm going to put his @ in the bio here, but his @ is @RunStrengthAcademy. Nick, like I just said, is currently doing an Ironman, so comment a bunch of clapping emojis for Nick for being a freaking Ironman, that's awesome. I got this one like 7 or 8 times. What marathon am I training for? I'm not, you guys know that by the title of this that I'm training for the JFK 50 miler, but I am running a marathon in the training block. I'm running the Atlantic City Marathon. If you don't know, I'm originally from South Jersey, so Atlantic City is like a backyard race for me. It's super flat. I am gonna have my family there to cheer me on and hand me bottles full of Scratch Super High Carb. You get to run on the boardwalk, and yeah, I think it's gonna be super rad. So I'm gonna run that marathon in preparation for the JFK 50 as a training run. That being said, somebody else, they said, you demand, Herm, marathon time goal for this year. So since it is a training run, I don't know, I haven't really talked about it with Nick yet, but I have to imagine we're not going to do like a full taper for this marathon. But I do want to send it. Like, I really want to go use this fitness and throw down a really good marathon time for myself. So do I have an exact time goal? No. Yes. I don't even know my own time goal right now. I would like to do it. I think that a 4:15 would be awesome. Dylan Shutter asks, what's your rest look like? 66 miles is a ton. 66 miles is a ton. My rest is so dependent on how I'm feeling. If I don't feel good, I will sleep in the morning and get 2 extra hours of sleep rather than going for my run and then just run at night. I think that so many times in previous training blocks, I did not give myself adequate rest. I will never discredit sleep. Sleep is like, I genuinely feel so much better when I sleep and I get a good amount of sleep. Sadie and a bunch of other people asked, how do you reconnect with yourself after DNFing a workout? It's so hard. Completely agree. Number one, first and foremost, why did you DNF the workout, right? Was it the weather? Because yesterday was 100% the weather. It wasn't me. Did I get hurt? That's really important. And 3, was I not mentally prepared for that workout? I think that this one gets overlooked a ton. So if you DNF'd it because, you know, conditions, let's just say conditions weren't great, that's okay. You know, I'm not going to beat myself up over something that Mother Nature is in control of, right? You know, we can't control if it's going to be 100% humidity and 80 degrees and just miserable outside. 2, did I get hurt? Dude, people get hurt. We all do. It sucks. It really sucks. Obviously, go see a PT, go do whatever you have to do to get yourself back in the game. 3, your mentality. Did you prepare properly for your run? Did you go get drunk the night before and you're hungover? That's a mental thing, dude. Like the mental DNF, those are the hardest ones in my opinion. When I was first training for that first New York, I had so many mental DNFs because I would just intimidate the crap out of myself before going into a long run or a workout or anything, because I'm like, I've never done this before. I've never thought about doing this before. I've never even considered running. You know, that first time I ran, I think it was like 15 or 18 miles. One of the two, I was just like, the night before I couldn't sleep, you know? Mentally, I was out of the game before I even started it. Those ones are tough too, but the best thing about those ones is that as soon as that run is over, you then check the box in your head and you're like, shit, I can do that. I can go do that again. And from there, you're unlimited. So the mental ones are tough to battle, but once you overcome those, they become your biggest strength. So yesterday, brutal run. It chewed me up and spit me out. But I was able to get back on the horse today and just send it, just go. And that felt really good, especially in the end. 2 more questions. How did I get so fast? I think fast is so relative, right? Because what I run now, 2 years ago, I would have been like, holy shit, I'm the fastest person in the world. Whereas I still I can see the trajectory to get faster, so I don't really feel fast per se. It's taken me 3 years now to get to this place and become comfortable at this pace. So it's a long game. That's 36 months of work, pretty continuous work, which honestly maybe it would have been faster had I given myself more breaks, but also I love being in the training blocks. And then last question, Vomero Plus, need a lot of reviews. I just hit almost 50 miles in the Vomero Plus, and I have to say it's very nice. It's probably my favorite max cushion shoe right now. People who think, yeah, you can't go fast in there too, that's not true at all. I ran in it tonight and ran very fast at times. Do I like it more than the Evo SL? No. The Evo SL, honestly, that shoe, this isn't them telling me to say this. The Evo SL was literally made for me. You would have thought that I went to Adidas HQ over in Germany and handmade the Evo SL for my foot. It just worked so well for me. The Vomero Plus, though, that could be a close number 2. I'm very, very much enjoying it. So yeah, guys, that's week 2 of training for the JFK 50. I'm feeling very confident. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you want, really. And yeah, I will see you guys this week. Big week ahead, travel week, so make the miles happen, and yeah, let's keep running. Let's have some fun.